Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I am totally off on my days. I know you guys know that I am on any normal week. But in the past, Claire has always gone to school on Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And the fact that she's going 3 days consecutively just has me totally thrown off. So, yeah. And like we arrived home on from backstage in New Orleans on Sunday, and so like Monday almost kind of felt like Sunday. I don't know. Here's to next week, right? Oh wait, it's a holiday week. Here's to the final week. The second week of September, I'll finally have it, right? No. Anyway. I wanted to share with you guys a fabulous card that I created with two of the celebration items. Today is the last day of celebration. Both of these items are still available too, which makes me super excited. So I'm using the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. I'm trying to see. No, I thought I had more than one sheet of it. But this is the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. It's actually really pretty, and I always hate how the little swatches in the catalog like don't do Designer Series paper any justice. Like you can't see like the full print. Like I always see cards and go, what paper pack is that? And then I find out it's this one, and I'm like, oh, I did not see that, but maybe it's just because I'm not opening my eyes enough or something. I don't know. But I feel like this is like a perfect fall look. Actually, this is kind of fall too, and you guys all know how much I love my flowers. So I did this card with two different prints from the paper pack, though. I did it with the birds, and that was super fabulous. I don't have... actually, here's a birthday card that I got that uses the birds. So I did this with the birds as well as with this print. So super, super fabulous. Shout out to Laura. Laura Leby created this card for my birthday, and it is stunning. But that's a whole different birthday video. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, I really like letting the Designer Series paper sort of like run the show. And because it's so fabulous, like, one, I sometimes hate to cover it, and two, like, it makes for a really quick and simple card. So here I have a piece of thick basic white cardstock. Whenever I use basic white for my my card base, I like to use the thick. It just holds up a little bit better, and if you stamp on it, it doesn't bleed through or anything like that. Then I took my Designer Series paper, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5, and then my Night of Navy layer is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to layer all of these together. But before I put it on my card front, I'm actually going to take some of this soft seafoam seam binding, and I'm going to show you guys how I kind of created like a faux bow. So instead of actually wrapping my ribbon around and tying it into a knot and making it into a bow, I took just a strip long enough to go across my card. So I always just add a little dab. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. So just a little dab on the front. Press the ribbon into it, just enough to hold it in place as I flip this over. And then I'm just going to add adhesive along here. Pull tight, press it into the adhesive. Add a little adhesive, pull tight, wrap around, press into the adhesive. And then now I can add this piece to my card front. So if you really struggle with knots and bows and things like that, this is a great way to get that same look. It also saves on ribbon because I didn't go all the way around and tie a double knot. I just used a piece that was just a smidge wider. So this is 4 1/4. The basic white card base is 4 1/4. So I mean, you could go with like a 5-inch piece. You could go 5 1/2 if you really want to make sure that your tails are secure and stuff. So there we have that. And next, I have another piece of ribbon, and this, like, I have done this kind of bow a lot, so I can kind of go on a smaller piece of ribbon, I feel like. If you haven't, you might want to go a little bit longer on your ribbon, just to make sure that you have enough. But I'm going to do what I call a fork bow. So I'm going to get out my purple fork so that hopefully you guys can see this a little bit better. I've done a couple videos on fork bows, just strictly a fork bow. So you can always watch and rewatch and watch and rewatch that. I will say that it's hard to do it on camera because I feel like my hands get in the way and stuff. So try to listen to the words as well as watch. So here we go. I am holding it with my left hand, and I'm sort of holding it like with my thumb here on the tines. So I'm going to place my ribbon across the front and hold it across the front on those tines. What we have here on the left is our tail for our ribbon. I'm going to take the right side and wrap it around the fork, okay? So now we have our long tail is on the right, our short tail is on the left, and we wrapped it just all the way around. Now I'm going to slide it up just a hair so that I can put this right-handed side underneath and through those middle tines. So we want to go underneath our piece that goes to the left. So you can kind of see how it goes under, around and under through those middle tines, right? Then I like to slide it back down just because the bottom is, the bottom of my fork is wider than the top of the fork, and that determines the size of your bow. It's already going to be a small bow, so let's make it a smidge bigger by going up a little. So now you're going to take that piece that goes to the right, that went through the middle, so see it's in the back, and bring it up through the middle tines, right? We got up through the middle tines. And now it's in the front, the back. How do you want to call this? It's with the other one, with the thumb. Oh, sorry. I was up too high. I'm trying to get it like close to the camera so you guys can see while also making sure I'm still in frame. So good job, Laura. Let's see, my comments. Just want to make sure I'm checking those out. Okay. And if you have questions along the way, do ask. Okay, so now we can actually set our fork down and just tie a knot with those two ends. Just a simple knot. One knot is good. You don't need to do a double knot. And pull tight. So this is what it looks like on the back of the fork. And this is what it looks like on the front of the fork. So now we slide this off and look at our gorgeous, adorable little bow. Now I can tell you I would never be able to make a teeny tiny bow like that with my fingers. And I feel like I'm a pretty good bow person, but I can't go that small. Oh, sorry. Here you go. Teeny tiny little bow. So now we're just going to add that with some glue dots to our card front. But first, we're going to do some stamping. So I need my decorative circle punch that I threw, or I didn't throw away, I put away. I would not throw away this one. It almost hurt me just to say that because I'm like, no, don't throw it away because this is like my current favorite punch. So I'm going to go ahead and punch out some basic white. As you can see, I've already punched out some basic white with this piece. That's in my scrap bin. And now I'm using the Amazing Phrasing, which is one of the Sale-A-Bration stamp sets. This is a $100 level stamp set. The Designer Series paper, Rings of Love. Rings of Fire? Rings of Love. It's love. Johnny Cash sings Rings of Fire, right? So the designer paper is a $50 level Sale-A-Bration item. The Amazing Phrasing is a $100 level Sale-A-Bration item. So I'm going to use the Woohoo, and I'm also going to use the You Are, there it is, You Are Amazing. So for the Woohoo, I actually already gave away my sample, which is why I would show it to you, but I don't have a completed sample. The Woohoo doesn't fit on this, right? Like, you can see the W and the exclamation. Woohoo does not fit on this circle. But I don't really want like a straight across because otherwise it would pretty much take up my entire card front. So we're going to do some masking, and I'm going to show you like 3 different ways that you can do this, and you can pick whichever one works best for you. So one of the things I have, this stamp set works really well for it. There's like the Woo and the Who. That's kind of funny to say. And there's a nice gap between Woohoo. And it's pretty, like with it being photopolymer, it's really pliable and like you can work with it. So you could place the Woo onto your card and sort of wrap the Who around the corner and ink it up. Ink up the Woo. And then clean this off. And then do the same thing. Place the Who on the clear block and wrap the Woo around the corner. Ink it up. And stamp it down. Woohoo! Okay, so that's one way you can do this. The other way you can do it is with a bigger clear block. So we put the whole thing down, and you can, well, there's lots of ways you can do this. You can also just ink up the Woo, and like I can see that I'm hanging off my ink pad. So just do the Woo. Now, sometimes you might stamp it down and go, yeah, but then there's like this little shadow because the Who was kind of dirty. So what you can do for that is use a Post-it note. Or you can use Stampin' Up's masking tape. So here I have my Woo. And I stamp it down. With this technique, you actually don't need to clean it because you can always ink up the Who. And you can see I got ink on the Woo. But if I put my masking tape or my Post-it note over the top, then I know that I'm safe. Woohoo! And you can see I have a little Woo on there on my Post-it note because I didn't clean it off. But Stampin' Up! Also has, in the new catalog, there's the Stampin' Up! Masking paper. So it comes like a little sheet of paper. There's a slit down the middle so you can use it to peel. And then you can always cut the size that you want to be able to cover up the greeting. So I'm just going to go to right there. Although I did it right on that score line, so peeling this is going to be fun. Oh, there we go. I wasn't right on the score line, so that helps. So you can just go right over the top of it and cover up the woo or the who. Now, I do want to say, make sure that that is not on there when you go to ink on the ink pad, or otherwise you're going to get ink all over your masking tape. So you want to make sure to take that off, ink, 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 then place it down, and then stamp. So you can use a Post-it note, you can use the masking paper, you can bend it around the corner of your stamp. I thought there was like another technique, but I can't remember what that was. I guess that's the 3. So lots of great ways to be able to cover up an image. Some of them are easier, some of them are harder to cover up, depending on how little they are, how close they are to something else. That's where the masking tape comes in a little bit handier because it's completely sticky. Then, and you can like kind of cut it in like the space that you need if you needed to do just a little piece or a big piece rather than only cutting the sticky of a Post-it note. So that's what kind of comes in handy with the masking paper. And that's super sticky, so you can use it like over and over and over again. Okay, so now we have our greeting. Woohoo! And I'm going to add that to my card front with dimensionals. Ooh, I don't know which one's better. Oh, that one's better, I think. I don't know why. They both pretty much look the same. Also, in case any of you guys were wondering, I had full intentions on painting my toes on the trip, and that never happened. I also had all this idea that I took my laptop. I wanted to clean up my laptop. I took all my notebooks with all my lists, and I wanted to consolidate and organize and prepare and plan and do. I did clean up my desktop and my emails Thursday night, the first night that we got there, and then I did nothing else. So I didn't paint my toes. I didn't organize all my lists and get my list making down to an art. But I did clean up my emails. So baby steps, right? Baby steps. We also super relaxed and enjoyed our time. So I'm going to call that a win. So I'm just adding 3 little mini glue dots to the back of the ribbon, or our little baby bow, and peel off the little backs. Make sure you place these down before you peel off the back. Otherwise, it's just going to like roll and be crazy in your fingers. And then this is going to go right over the top. You can also add a little mini glue dot to the cardstock and like press your ribbon down into it if it's not doing what you want it to do. I do that a lot. I'm like, I want you to look cute and point down, not go wonky to the side. So there, rather than tying it around and hoping that it like lays flat and is a cute little bow, instead, I did a flat piece across and then added a little fork bow right to the front. It like looks so green you can't even see it. It just looks like a glob. It still kind of looks like a glob, but it's really cute in person. Okay, then on the inside, I'm doing You Are Amazing. And I'm going to move that out of the way as I open this. Fabulous or amazing. Fabulous is just my word. Okay, and then I also have a few little festive pearls to put on. And I just kind of like angled them around. I used the green ones. I felt like they went really well with the like sea foam and the succulent, soft succulent, Night of Navy. You know, it just kind of made it pop and look a little fabulous with the little extra. So, woohoo! You're amazing. Isn't that cute? Great for Happy Mail, great for a congratulations, great for a back to school card. I might send this card to my niece who just started back at college. Like, super cute card for anything. And like I said, let the designer series paper, you know, work it for you. Like, it's fabulous. So don't cover it all up and let it be the star of the show. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on masking and showing off a quick and simple card using some of the Sale-A-Bration items. There's the Rings of Love Designer Series paper pack. That's a 12 by 12 paper pack at the $50 level. And then there's the Amazing Phrasing stamp set, which is at the $100 level. So super fabulous greeting stamp set with lots of great like builder things. Like, you know, you could do like, you are amazing, you've got this, or hey, you've got this. This whole card concept kind of came from a swap card that I got, which was this one, Hey, I Miss You. And this is from Darla Watson. And she fussy cut out the hey and then stamped the I Miss You. And she used one of the dotted edge circles rather than the decorative circle punch. So again, oh, and I also added a layer of Night of Navy. So there's so many different ways that you can step it up, step it back, however you want. I felt like the Night of Navy kind of made it pop a little bit more. Whereas I also super love her little stitched edging and the way the hay pops. Versus mine where I just use the punched decorative circle punch and mine are all flat. So yeah, there's like a lot of different ways that you could do this with the supplies that you have to step it up or take it back a notch. So like, I almost feel like these are like equal, just different in the way that, that they were created. Like hers also is not a fork bow. It's a regular bow. How she did that, I don't know, because I'm not that good at making bows that are tied around like that. So I do a little fork bow so that I know that it's good every time. So yeah, don't forget that Sale-A-Bration ends today. And the free designer series paper of the month is the gold and rose gold designer series paper. And I'm working on my thank you notes for the month. And I always send out thank you notes to everybody who ordered from me in the month. And I usually do like a thank you or something like that. But I have an overabundance of birthday cards. And since it's my birthday month, then everyone's getting a birthday card. Because I don't sign the cards, I allow you to be able to reuse the card. So this will be a great way for you to be able to reuse a birthday card rather than a thank you card or just a generic card. So I hope all of you guys enjoy this month's birthday card as your thank you card for your order this month. So have a wonderful day, everyone. Hopefully I will have it together and know what day it is next week, but we shall see. Have a good one. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you later. Bye.